Good evening. It's an honor to be here this evening to welcome you to the Tidewater Arts Outreach Party of the Ages. Town Bank is delighted to once again sponsor this great event as we continue our partnership with Tidewater Arts Outreach. TAO is an outstanding organization that is bringing so much joy and the healing power of the arts to the elderly and others who may have limited opportunities to enjoy the arts. Over the last 20 years, TAO has reached more than 200,000 adults at risk of loneliness and social isolation. What an amazing impact TAO is having in our region. At Town Bank, we are continuing our commitment to serving others and enriching lives by supporting hundreds of local charitable organizations through donations, scholarships, and grants. Since our founding, Town and the Town Bank Foundation have contributed more than $126 million to the communities we serve. Thank you for being here this evening. Enjoy the outstanding music, the good food, and the great friendships as we celebrate the arts.
Well, I'm delighted to greet you tonight in three capacities. First, as the leader of Westminster Canterbury and Opus Select, we serve about 900 very special and loving and wonderful individuals, and we are a customer of this program too. People love the arts and love music. I'm also a board member of this organization, and I enjoy the board service greatly. I've read study after study that says that the power of human connection is so vital to joy and wellness. It is amazing. And the power of the arts is equally important. If you want to see something that will move you to tears, if you're not already crying after tonight, if you want to see something that will move you to tears, just Google the documentary Alive Inside about a man who just went around nursing homes and recorded the favorite playlists of residents and played them back or gave them an iPod Nano back in the day that was easy to operate. And the way in which music can awaken people and really bring joy to their lives. But the primary reason I'm before you tonight is that I am a devoted member of the John and Mary Wolfe Fan Club, two very special residents at Westminster Canterbury. I remember meeting John in particular one morning, parking the car at the top of our deck on our parking garage and just hitting it off with him as a brand new resident who came here from St. Michael's, Maryland, where my in-laws retired. And I grew up in Maryland, so we had a connection. And John and Mary have been active in our community deeply for several years now, just serving in many capacities. John is our president of our Residents Association, a trusted advisor. He's on our a resident member of our board committee governing our recent expansion. We turn to him a lot for advice. And Mary has been on our foundation board and been the instigator of a festival of trees to raise money. They have given back their whole lives, as you will learn and hear, some adopted children, leaders in a hospice movement on the Eastern Shore of Maryland, and they're just salt of the earth. One other thing I know about them is that they undertook in their 80s to take a puppy at Westminster Canterbury, a golden retriever, and train that puppy Q as a service dog for a service member. That takes a lot of energy and a lot of effort. And Q was adopted by the rest of the community as well. But anyway, salt of the earth, and I'll leave it there. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jeff Wolfe. I am one of the sons of John and Mary Wolfe, who are obviously being honored tonight. I am really thrilled that I could at least be here this way. We really wanted to make our way down there for this event that you are at right now, and we're very sorry we couldn't be there. But in lieu of that, we wanted to send along just this video starring me talking about my parents. Really, I just wanted to say that, you know, it's such a fit for them to be involved with an organization like Tidewater Arts Outreach and the work that you do. You know, I'm really inspired by it. I think it's amazing that older adults are being prioritized to have arts enrichment in their life, being inspired by art, being stimulated by it, participating in art all the way through your life. I think that's a really good message to have right now for everybody, to start early and keep it going. And I just appreciate the ways that my parents have always taught me to give back and to volunteer. Where they live at Westminster Canterbury, I always joke they're like the prom king and queen. Like the moment they got in there, they were immediately on every board, and just contributing in so many different ways. And it's really been a model for, us growing up, my brother and I, just kind of giving back in the ways that we can, participating in various civic ways that we do, volunteering and charitable work that we've certainly continued in our adult lives. And so thank you, Mom and Dad, for showing us the way there. Congratulations on this amazing honor. Thank you really quickly to Kate and to Ashley, and for Roger. I'm really sorry I can't hear that song in person, but I know I'm going to hear it on the playback. So thanks again so much. Congratulations, Mom and Dad. Well deserved. Love you very much, and see you soon.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is David Wolf. I am the eldest son of John and Mary Wolf, who you are honoring this evening. I deeply regret that I'm unable to attend this evening's festivities, but I thank you all for honoring my parents. They're just wonderful people. They will do anything. They will give the shirt off their backs just to try to help the community, and they do not expect any kind of praise or anything. They're just wonderful people. So, Mom and Dad, I'm sorry that we can't come, but I hope you all have fun enjoying this wonderful evening, and I love you both.
Very nice to meet you.
We've chit-chatted a little bit, and so my role in this get-together is to learn about your life, put enough pieces together to where I can create a song. So kind of fill me in a little bit. What's your story?
I grew up in a small town in Clinton, Iowa, and it was a fun place because you could get anywhere in town on your bicycle. You could get in trouble in any place in town on your bicycle. I had a good growing up. I was into scouting. I loved the outdoors. Where Clinton is right on the Mississippi River, so we grew up doing a lot of fun things on the river.
Growing up, we lived waterfront Lake Minnetonka. I started racing sailboats at age 8. So it was nice that I found someone who liked water.
Y'all met in college.
We both met at Iowa State University in a bookstore.
We each went a day early.
And I walked her home, and that was the beginning of quite a relationship. By that summer, we were what they used to call pinned.
Sounds like y'all had great relationships and great role models.
Wonderful parents.
Take you in the right direction to be very similar to them, sounds like.
We both feel extremely lucky that we had very good home lives and good role models, as you say. And, they provided a good foundation.
Tell me about the school that you helped to create.
It's the Independence School in Newark, Delaware. It is pre-kindergarten through 8th grade.
At the time, there was a lot of turmoil associated with busing. We saw a need for a school that was a back-to-basic schools that would have strong parental involvement, that it would be less expensive than other private schools, so people of all means could be a participant in that.
And we're so proud of that now.
Well, you should be proud. So I got one more question I want to ask you. What is your favorite style of music?
Well, I'll have to say we are country and western fans.
There you go. Absolutely.
I just love the fact they tell a story.
I hope that when this song is done, I do you proud.
Oh, you will, we're sure.
Well, we just are delighted to get to know you as well.
Well, I look forward to seeing you again, and it's been great.
Thank you for doing this.
I could go on and on about John and Mary. I think you've learned quite a bit just watching the videos. And everybody that's in this room is here for one reason, and that's to make a difference in people's lives. They've made a huge difference in many people's lives. And during the interview, I learned so much about them. The one thing that I picked up on the most was just their pure admiration for one another. So instead of trying to write a song about all your achievements, I wrote it for y'all. excelled on the water. She learned to sail the waves at an early age. He grew up as a scout in South Dakota, and he learned to swim the water just the same. A few years down the road they met in college, trying to make a difference in their lives. They finally got the chance to be together, and not long after that she was his bride. 'Cause when you find the right one, you know it. And when you hold the right one, you feel it. There ain't nothing you can't do together. You sail right through that stormy weather and hold each other close along the way. And you make a difference. You make a difference. They listened to the things their parents taught them, excelled in everything that came their way. But life can make you change all your directions, but they still made a difference every day. They always dreamed of higher education, to help a lot of kids along their way. They built a school with heart and soul to be one of the finest schools that's still around today. 'Cause when you find the right one, you know it. And when you hold the right one, you feel it. There ain't nothing you can't do together. You sail right through that stormy weather and hold each other close along the way. And you make a difference. So they sailed straight through that surf and sand and found their little promised land, a place where they could turn old and gray. And they made a difference. They made a difference. Because when you find the right one, you know it. And when you hold the right one, you feel it. There ain't nothing you can't do together. You sail right through that stormy weather and hold each other close along the way. And you make a difference. And you make a difference. They made a difference. Thank you so much. Thank you, you two.
It's great to be the guy that gets to follow that. That was beautiful. Hey, my name is Cameron Gwaltney. I have the distinct privilege of serving as the Director of Sales and Marketing at Atlantic Shores. I am a former pastor, and they said I have 3 minutes, so I wrote stuff down. I want to tell you about Captain Jim Eilertson. Our community is a resident-owned cooperative, and because he lives there, he is one of my 700 bosses. So I hope I don't mess this up, man. I met Captain Jim about 2 years ago. I knew that we were going to get along. He was super straightforward, knew exactly what he was looking for. And while he was visiting our campus, he would stop to engage random people and just say, "Is this guy telling me the truth?" Everywhere we'd go. He had friends that lived in the community, many of which are here tonight, and we would literally go hunt them down so that Captain Jim could connect with them and catch up. And while this guy, he's always quick to discuss his incredible military service, the reason for it is never self-indulgence. It's never propping himself up. It is simply because this man loves his country. He loves the people that he served, and he loves the people that he's doing life with now. This was never more apparent to me than last year when I met the family of a close friend of Captain Jim's. Their loved one, who was a fellow naval aviator, longtime friend of Captain Jim's, was beginning to have some health challenges, and the family used this example from the book of Exodus to describe Captain Jim. In the book of Exodus, the people of God were in the wilderness. They're desperate for water, and God tells Moses to grab his staff, raise it above his head, and strike a rock. And then when he hits the rock, water flows from the rock, and the people are satisfied. And then in the very next verse, Moses' people, the Israelites, they're under attack. And scripture says that when Moses' hands were raised in the air, the Israelites prevailed. And when his hands dropped, they didn't. Verse 12 says this, "But Moses' hands grew weary, so they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat on it. While Aaron and Hur held up his hands, one on one side and one on the other, so that his hands were steady." I'll never forget this moment, because this family looked at me and they said, "Cameron, that's Captain Jim. He is Aaron to Moses for our father. He's there all the time. He'll never abandon him. He's the faithful friend holding up his arms in the midst of trial and tribulation and the battles that life throws our way." This man, Captain Jim, he's worthy of our honor tonight. He's worthy of recognition, not just for his service to our country, but for his example of true friendship and living life the way that it was meant to be lived. So I hope that you'll join me tonight in honoring Captain Jim Eilertson. Thank you.
Hello.
Hey, welcome to the house. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Well, I'm so happy to be here. I'd love to just start from the beginning. Could you kind of paint a picture of what life looked like for you growing up? You said you were in Illinois.
Born in Illinois.
Illinois.
Ended up in Michigan. Yeah, I grew up as a young kid in Michigan. Had a very nice family, and I always had a paper route. I did very well in school. I knew I wanted to go to college, and my parents weren't going to pay for it, and I didn't have any money. So what am I going to do? So that's when I tried. And of course, I made the Naval Academy. Then I ended up hitchhiking down to Baltimore, Maryland.
Yeah, I know there's been so many highlights throughout your career, so many different experiences that you've had. Are there a few just stand out?
Probably one of the biggest inspirations I ever dealt with was with Alexander Basil Aronis. Alex changed my life because he was a Navy chaplain. When he checked out on the ship, he said, "What do you guys do at night?" And they said, "Oh, we go to the movies." And he started telling me, "You should be in a Bible study." I owe a lot to him. He baptized me. So I got real involved with the church and real involved with it, serving the Lord.
For your children and your grandchildren, what are some words of wisdom that you would want to leave them with?
Honesty, integrity, love the Lord. Make sure that you're helping people instead of being a pain in the you-know-what. We're here for a purpose.
What are some words of advice that you would give to people who are going through that transition into, say, the next act of their life?
Just tell them to just keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again. I appreciate it. Thanks so much for talking to me.
Yeah, so I didn't know what I was getting myself into.
That just brought back the fondest memories hearing that backstage. Where's Captain Jim? It's good to see you, sir. Well, I'm excited to sing this song. What an honor it was to talk to you and get to write this song. Thank you for being an inspiration to me, so many others. It was a beautiful day for me, for sure. I also, real quick, before I play the song, this is not my guitar. This is a guitar that was made by a local luthier here in Virginia Beach, and it's going to be available for the auction for anybody who's interested. I'll try not to sweat on it too much while I play this song, so it's nice and clean for you. But yeah, this song's for you. It's called Captain Jim. Our story starts in Illinois, the first breath of a little boy
hand on the throttle and a heart full of hope. Ran a paper out in Michigan, hitchhiked out to Maryland to see what he was made of in a life out on the coast. Strong and brave at 18, he up and joined the Navy and found himself a new home in the clouds. Captain Jim spread his wings and learned to fly, finding courage from these angels in the sky. And though the road was long, he kept keeping on, riding with the wind, giving all that he could give. That's Captain Jim. Yeah, that's Captain Jim. A life defying gravity, found God in the academy. Baptized by the chaplain, Captain Jim was born again. Fell in love and raised a family. Set down roots in Virginia Beach, built a strong community to raise their precious kids. And through the changing seasons, Jim never stopped believing. Through love and loss, he walked the walk, a fighter and a friend. Captain Jim spread his wings and learned to fly, finding courage from these angels in the sky. And though the road was long, he kept keeping on, riding with the wind, giving all that he could give. That's Captain Jim. I asked Captain Jim his advice for his grandkids. He said, live a life of honesty, love God and serve your neighbor. And remember, we're all here for a purpose, so find your purpose and spread your wings and learn how to fly. Find courage from your angels in the sky. And when the road gets long, keep on keeping on, riding with the wind, giving all that you can give, like Captain Jim. Yeah, I found a friend in Captain Jim.
Thank y'all very much. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Valerie Ryland. I'm the manager for inpatient case management at Sentara Lee Hospital. I'm also a member of the board of TAO. I am so excited to be here with you this evening here at the Party of the Ages and to speak a little bit about Sentara's PACE program. So this program is designed to support and empower our seniors to live independently while receiving the care that they need. As many people age, they become increasingly isolated from companionship and support. Sentara PACE is that important link assuring that patients and participants receive a care that they need where they need it. So PACE, which actually stands for Program of All-Inclusive Care for the Elderly, is more than just a healthcare service. It's a community, it's a lifeline, and for many, a second home. It provides medical care, therapy, social activities, and essential support to help seniors maintain the independence and quality of their life. One of our inspiring PACE members, Miss Tanya Alford, originally from Hutchinson, Kansas, Miss Tanya dedicated her life to caring for others, working as a social worker, an elementary school teacher, and then later in life, a nursing assistant for 20 years. After retiring, she moved to Virginia to live with her son Clifton, and in July of 2022, Miss Tanya joined Sentara's PACE program. She will tell you herself, it has made all the difference. She loves coming to the center 5 days a week, where she enjoys companionship and activities and all that PACE provides. And with the support of that program, she has achieved an incredible milestone. She has been able to move into her own apartment this past January, And Ms. Tanya's story is just one example of how PACE helps seniors remain active and in the community, independent yet connected. It's not just about healthcare, it's about dignity, community, and ensuring that every participant feels valued and supported, and it's about letting them know that they are not alone in the aging process. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here today. I'm very excited to share this with you.
Miss Tanya, how are you? I want to write a beautiful song for you, and first it just takes me getting to know you a bit more. So, where were you born?
My parents lived on a farm in Haven, Kansas, and I was born in Hutchinson, Kansas.
Aw, did you like growing up out there on the farm life?
There's no better place for a child to grow up than on a farm. Helping with the animals, learning about birth and death, God.
I would love to talk more about like the power of God and how he's been able to move in your life.
God knew me all the while, but I came to know God at a very young age.
Wow, so as you grow up like going to church?
I grew up going to church. That's another thing I've come to find out in life. There isn't just one religion.
That's something I can relate on to, because I actually studied some world religions.
The more you study them, the more you find out they're all alike. You're going to this town and I'm going to this town. We might go different directions, but we're still going to the same town. I'm going to heaven, you're going to heaven. Hey, it doesn't matter which way we go.
Wow, that is so beautiful. Something I also want to ask, like, what means the most to you?
What means the most to me is the next 5 minutes.
That's like kind of deep.
Just the unknown.
Some people are afraid of the unknown.
I can't wait. I want to know what's going to happen. Every phase of life has its own rewards, its own specialness. I had trouble walking, so I had surgery on my knees. They did the surgery too close together. My knees didn't heal properly. I'll never walk again. Okay, so that's another new experience. The experience of being in a wheelchair, the experience of living life on a whole new level. I've never lived on this level before. I've never done some of these things before. I'm doing them now. I'm living on my own. I have my own independence. Life is great.
And some people may want to hold on to tradition or the old ways, but
the world's going to change whether you change with it or not, so you might as well get on board.
Yes. I loved listening to you and just getting to know more about your legacy and your life. I like how you said the next 5 minutes. I'm going to have fun writing this song for sure.
Wow, I am so thankful to be here and to meet you and your beautiful personality, Miss Tanya. I just want to thank Miss Ariana Foster for basically recommending me to do this, because I also model as well, so I'm just so thankful for Tidewater Arts Outreach as well for this opportunity, and I'm so thankful for your mindset as well, because it was very inspiring and it really helped me write this song. So the next 5 minutes, I harped on that because I just like how you focus on the present moment and just keep that excitement for the future. So.
On a big farm, she was born and raised in Kansas. There is no place like home. She took care of all the animals with her heart all full of gold. She never lost her hope, even in a world that's so cold. In the next 5 minutes, everything can turn around. In the next 5 minutes, maybe something so profound. In the next 5 minutes, wonder what'll happen now. Maybe in the next 5, I can't wait to find out. Can y'all clap with me for this? La da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da. She said God had known her all her life. He was never too far. She's been seeing him in everything, so she keeps on keeping on. And she been going through some changes, but she never had no fear, 'cause she knows life just moves in phases. It's something new every year. Dear Tanya, you're so awesome. You're like a flower with the way that you blossom. There's something about it that'll make you feel so calm. Life on the farm taught her how to be patient. We are all one, it's just Mother Nature. And she showed me that life is not a race, so keep your pace. Life goes by, time does fly. It's no telling what'll happen in the next 5. It's no dwelling when you're present, yeah, no, that's right. And that's why in the next 5 minutes, you don't know what to expect. In the next 5 minutes, living with no regrets. In the next 5 minutes, the timing is now. Baby, in the next 5, you'll be saying, oh wow. Thank you. Oh my gosh, thank y'all so much. This was amazing.
Well, as Cam said earlier, now I have to follow that up, so that's delightful. My name is Kate Powell. I'm the Executive Director of Tidewater Arts Outreach, and it is a delight. Thank you. Thank you. It's a delight to welcome you here tonight. I do want to recognize all of our sponsors for this evening, especially our presenting sponsors, Westminster Canterbury and the Chesapeake Bay, Atlantic Shores, Centerra, and Town Bank. Can we give them another hand, please? So every year I get the privilege to sit in on these video interviews, so I see the whole thing. And you guys got a lot. You got the greatest parts, I think, but I got the best parts, so, you know. And every single time I walk away from those inspirations so inspired myself. This year it was about the courage of Captain Jim, keeping on the faith, even though he's experienced plenty of loss in his life. It was about like the sweet and simple love story of John and Mary Wolfe, like, would we all be so lucky? And it was also about the eternal optimism of Miss Tanya. The next 5 minutes, I remember, because we were video recording and you have to behave yourself, I had to literally stop myself from gasping when she said that, because I would have ruined the whole thing. It was so profound, and it hit me in such like a huge way. Most of you know this already, but I'm a huge planner. I like to know what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, how long it's going to happen. And with that, I become a huge worrier. What if, what if, what if? And when she said that, it was just like this huge reminder to me that this moment is really what we've got right now. The next 5 minutes. And sometimes it's about like the next right thing, as my mom used to say to me. So I encourage you to continue to live in that eternal optimism, that courage, that sweetness that we saw tonight from our inspirations, and to focus on what we've got in this present.